Good morning. Sorry, I'm shaking a bit this morning. I'm just in quite a lot of pain. Right, guys, I've got my hanky. And I've got my Dare to be Remarkable reminder on my wrist. And I am going to do something that I always find really hard on this channel. And that is to be completely honest about this disease and living with this disease. And I know that I'm setting myself up for a really emotional blog post. But this is something that I feel really passionately about. And it's something that I feel incredibly blessed that I was raised to believe that you can be whoever you want to be. And it's hard. And at the moment, the last sort of week, I suppose, my shoulders have now started to dislocate. And I'm completely overwhelmed. It's very, very difficult to live with a disease that you know will likely just get worse. And you live knowing that I know that there are people out there who have this horrible disease and don't have the incredible friends and family that I have. And that is why I do this. That's the reason that I do this channel, is to reach all of those people around the world who have any sort of chronic disease and disability that leaves them feeling like they don't have a place in society. And my message is, you absolutely do. And you are powerful and brave, oh my goodness, to live with chronic disease and disability. You have to have a soul of steel to carry on and keep going and believe in yourself and believe in your family and believe in your future. And you absolutely have a future. And I know it's really hard, and I know how hard I find it to admit, even to my friends, that I'm not coping, and that I'm finding it really hard and I'm really struggling with the pain. But that is okay, and it doesn't make you less of a person. It doesn't make you a failure. It doesn't mean that you're not worthy, because you are. And I completely believe in you. I completely believe in you. And, oh gosh, sorry, I told you it'd be emotional, didn't I? And you do have a future. And there will be good times, and there are good times. And I know that living with chronic pain especially is very, very difficult, especially when you don't respond to pain medication. So I am currently actually coming off my meds because they really don't do very much. And I live on an enormous amount of morphine, and I hate it. I absolutely hate it. And between the morphine, I have breakthrough painkillers, and I hate them. If they got rid of the pain, fantastic, but they don't. And that is the reality for a lot of people living with chronic disease, is that actually the pain medication doesn't work. And it's you and your pain. And I am really, really passionate about alternative therapies, mindfulness, meditation, prayer for me is a huge thing. Because I've sort of known that I need a little bit of hope. I have been sleeping at the moment with my Bible under my pillow, and every morning I just let it flop open and I just read whatever it is that I first see. That is how I've always read my Bible. I have never gone like beginning to end or read a full chapter. I pray, I let it flop open, and I read what I see. And that for me gives me enormous strength and belief, because you have to believe that when you're having those really hard, awful pain days, which I had yesterday especially, there's another day, and there's sunshine, and there's love, and there's joy. And you know, I had a bath yesterday, and I have been particularly unwell for the last week, and it's hard to, you know, I was laid in the bath crying as Tony washed me, and those days are so hard. Sorry. And they are hard to get through. And if you are having one of those days today, oh my goodness, hold on, because it's not always that hard. You know, there are sunshines waiting for you, and there is so much joy in the world. And I know it's getting, you know, oh my goodness, especially with Donald Trump in power now, the world is a really hard place to live in at the moment. And living with disability and chronic disease is really, really isolating. And oh my goodness, hold on, just keep going. I have 5 friends who have lost their lives due to complications of this disease. And I just feel like we have a responsibility to each other to keep each other going, you know, and to keep each other strong. And I find these videos really hard to post, but I do feel like, you know, there is a responsibility in this community to reach out to each other and to say, you know, I understand that it may be really hard, and I understand that you might be in agony, and I understand that when you're in that moment, it's so difficult. But there are things out there: meditation, mindfulness, prayer, aromatherapy. Amelia Rose absolutely loves lavender, because I'm forever drenched in lavender. Lavender, clary sage, ylang ylang, all of these things, all of these smells that keep you calm and centered and together. Because actually, when you are calm and centered and together, pain is much, much easier to deal with. But we are all human. And I know that doctors especially can be really, really tough. Really, really tough on people who live with chronic pain. But they have no understanding of what it is like to wake up in the morning and be in pain, and go to bed at night and not be able to go to sleep because you're in so much pain. And for every minute and every hour between the time that you wake up and the time that you get to sleep, you're in pain. Unless you have lived that and you know what the reality of that is, you have no right to tell somebody that they should be doing better or that they should be coping better. You know, instead of criticising, how about reaching out and supporting and loving? And sadly, that is really, really rare within the NHS. There are amazing doctors, don't get me wrong. There are incredible doctors working for the NHS. But there are also a lot of doctors that make living with disease much, much harder, because there is a complete lack of understanding. You are a number to them, and you are not a person. And coming home from those appointments can feel absolutely deflating and just soul destroying. But you are a person, and you do matter, and you do have a future, and there are things out there, even if they can't take the pain away, they can help you live with the pain. You know, that's sort of my aim. That's my goal, is to live with my pain. You know, I'm beyond now ever thinking that I'll get rid of it. But, hello darling, I'm just doing a video. Tony just got home. Oh my goodness, now I'm going to cry, because this is what I walked down the aisle to. Yeah, because I'm so cool. Tony and I walked down the aisle when we got married in a registry office, and the next day we had a huge blessing in a church, because it was really important for me that my dad did that. But because Tony's been married before, he would have sort of had to have like a special interview and all that sort of thing. So we had a tiny little registry office wedding with, I think, about 10 people, if that. And then we had this huge church blessing the next day. And I walked down the aisle to Aled Jones' Be Still for the Presence of the Lord, because it's always been one of my songs that centres me and gets me through, and, you know, reminds me to hold on. And gosh, that was even before, you know, that was before things were really hard. I'm going to do a part 2 to this video, because I'm now at 11 minutes. So go check out part 2, and I will speak to you in a minute.